Hi, today's video is all about a vintage but well-known lens, the Helios 44-2. This is a 58mm lens. It'll fit a full frame sensor. It goes from f2 to f16. So this one is not the best condition. It's misty, scratched on the front element. There's a little bit of oil inside. So it's not the best example, but this cost me next to nothing. I think it cost me about £12 in the UK. So it's a really cheap lens. You can find these everywhere. They're from the old Soviet Union. They were made in Russia and the Ukraine and other places. Not bad lenses actually. It even says on this one made in the USSR. Put this on a modern camera and you can get a very vintage look. In fact, it's an extremely vintage look just by putting this lens on. It's a manual lens. It's not going to be autofocus, especially when these were made. I think my one's probably about 60 or 70 years old. They're quite old lenses. At the very least 50 years old. People like a lot with these lenses is you can get a very swirly bokeh in the background. It's great for photos, it's great for video. I mean, as you can see from the examples I'm showing in this video, you can get a lovely look with not much effort. And you can tell I don't put a lot of effort in as well looking at it. Something you can do with this one, you can set where you want the aperture to go to and from. For example, most of the video I took on this, I set it f2 to f4. The highest aperture is an f2, so it's quite good for low light. And it is very easy to use. You can set it to be unclicked. You can set the bar along top so you can choose where you want the aperture to go. And then you can use this ring just to change. So I've just set it between f2 and f4. And now I've just done a couple clicks and I've just changed it. You can set that one for that. Or you can use the main one, which is clicked like that. But I like to have it normally between f2 and f4. They're the main ones I use. There's different eras of Helios lenses. Apparently this one is quite a desirable one because of the marking there, at the top there. But this one is really beat up. It's got scratches and dents all over it, but it still works great. And even though it is scratched and dented, and it does kind of give you a washed out look on the one I've got, I kind of like it. It's got that own character. It's got its own character, which is fun for video. And it is one I bring out now and again just to shoot little bits here and there just for fun. These can be modded for a lot of anamorphic kind of looks. On eBay they're all over the place. Basically all they do, they put an oval shape bit inside to give you the oval bokeh, and they put a bit of fishing line or something like that to give you the streaks, but it works. So with an adapter you can put it on most cameras. All you have to do is screw it on here. This is what it looks like with the adapter. So it makes it a little bit bigger, but doesn't look too bad. And on the camera it looks pretty good. So you can adapt this to most cameras. I obviously use it on my Sony, which I'm filming on now, my A7 IV, but you can adapt it to Canon, Nikon, Fuji, Panasonic, any kind of modern mirrorless camera really. And I totally recommend anyone picking one of these up. Why they're still cheap, obviously they're going to get more expensive time goes on, but they made so many of these lenses, they are still very cheap right now. And as you can see from the video, I really enjoy using this. It's got a good image for next to nothing. And when you look at some of these other lenses you can buy out there that are manual focus, and you'll still pay 160 to 250, maybe more, for some of these smaller brands. This one you can pay anything from £10 to, I don't know, £100 depending on what condition it's in. So it's a win-win with these lenses. I've got some other vintage lenses I'm going to have a look at in the future, but I thought we'll start with the Helios because it is probably the most famous and it's such a good looking lens. That's why it is so famous. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a quick look at the Helios 44-2. If you enjoyed it, maybe check out some more of my videos, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.